Hey, hello, how you doing? Today I thought I might actually touch on a slightly more sensitive issue that is actually probably quite important. That is, how do we, not just as designers or as creatives, but also particularly as, yacht designers, meaning members of the global yachting world, however you want to call it, how do we actually react to things going on in the world? And when I was younger and a little bit more naive, I might have thought, okay, if I want to earn money, I probably go where the money is. Might sound a little bit cynical, but and I might have changed my mind about that. But the question is really, are we immune? No, no. Of course, we are not immune to what happens in this world for various reasons. There are projects that started and yeah, I have to be honest, are on ice or didn't go ahead because of things going on in the world. And there are of course quite a few things that is uh, well, there is the warmongering of certain white men, that is taking place everywhere at the moment. There is the economics that go with that. Uh, Actually, other issues. There are always issues. It's not that the world has always been a peaceful place, however much I would wish it to be. And to be honest, I might have said that before. I'm a designer because not only I like to create, but because I want to use the skills, talents, tools, whatever you want to call it, mm, to make this world a better place. And I know that I can't cure cancer, and yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to create world peace. But maybe little by little, the idea has always been that if I can make people dream, if I can make people happier to some extent, maybe these people will not start a war with their neighbor, kind of small to big. But the idea is when a lot of people do small things, then it should add up to a big thing. Or I don't know. That's what I think and what I want it to be. And yeah, now not speaking as a creative, but as a father, obviously, I do want to make this world a better place, and I want to leave it as a better place than the place that I found, in the beginning. Uh, and yes, because things happen, projects didn't go ahead, projects were put on ice. Maybe for a time, maybe indefinitely, you never know. And but there's of course yeah, you never know. The other thing is even we're talking about the work side, but apart from being designers, we are also humans that have certain needs like food and sleep, and all the basics, plus maybe a little bit more of the basics, like a gin tonic or something like that. The idea is that we do have bills to pay, and things get more expensive. And yeah, maybe I should actually make a separate video about that. That is, or did I do that? I don't know. Did I ever talk about that? Billing, the really difficult thing for probably every creative person in the world is how much is my, how much value do I add to a project, and therefore what number do I write on my invoice? But that's a different thing, you know. The thing is really yes, we are very, very much affected by things going on in the world, and particularly, are we, you know, that's the other thing, you know, we might actually, because we do work for, mostly for the rich people, because anybody else can't really afford a yacht, you know. So we are working for the rich people, and now more and more, rightly or wrongly, that's another thing, you know, and I don't want to talk about that. You know, billionaires are seen as the bad people, and to some that applies, to some it doesn't apply. Just like, you know, to anybody else that is not a billionaire, he can fall into the category of good people, bad people, or as I used to say, it's a conflict of interest. Saying, where was I? You know, because we are working for people that are now, because of things going on in the world, often seen as the bad people. Therefore, that reflects on us, and we are part of the bad people, which is bad. So not only, you know, do these things actually cause us to earn less money, but we also need to start defend ourselves in respect of you can't say, you know, you're doing just a job, because you know that you work you work in a certain environment that is seen in a certain light, and you have to admit when things are, when that accusation is true, and you have to fight back when you think it's not true. And in that respect, can a yacht designer, okay, let's put it back to the most basic question: can a yacht designer be apolitical or not political? And I'm afraid the answer is no, because we are kind of an important part in a very delicate story. So I think we need to just be aware of our role in that, and we all for ourselves have to make a decision of how we use this role, what we can do to influence the perception, or also the outcome of certain things in a positive light. Because in the end, I don't want to be a hypocrite. Well, who wants to be? I also don't want to be seen as a hypocrite, because I am not. I want to influence the narrative, and as my aim is, as a creative person and as a father and as a dreamer, to make this world a better place, I have to reconcile that with what I'm doing, and I have to make sure that the way I'm doing it in a way that aligns with my philosophy. That's very complicated, isn't it? So I think I leave it with that, and I think I just continue next time. Leave you with a lot of thoughts. Hope you stay with me, and I'll see you soon, hopefully.